Good morning. My name is Karen Kong, and I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Ottawa, Ontario, Canada, and welcome to This or That Thursday. Every week I try to post 2 cards to my Facebook group, and I ask my crafting community, that's all of you guys, to pick a card, help me pick a card to make on Thursday morning at 9, and here we are, it's Thursday, and lately I've been switching things up. I know that you guys only get to see a sneak peek of the card and just a little bit, and you have to vote on that. So this is the card we're making today, and I'll show you a better picture of it when we're looking at my desktop, but I'm just going to get my computer set up so that I can see all your comments while we are crafting. Please say hi, jump in, ask me questions. Good morning, Sandra. Thanks for joining in. And help me keep the conversation going because I don't really like talking to myself. It's more fun talking to all of you. So let me just get the computer up and running. And okay, the computer is set up, and I'm just going to switch over to my desktop now. So just give me a second. If you're watching, close your eyes while I remount my computer, my phone, I mean, so that you can see my desk. If you've been wondering where all my videos have been disappearing to, Facebook has a new policy where they only keep videos for 30 days. So if you're looking for old videos of cards that I made in the past, you'll need to go to my YouTube channel, and you can find the link to that in my Facebook about, I think the section is, like the description for this group. But yeah, so all my videos are up there, everything from the start, so you can go there and take a look for them. And as my daughter would say, like and subscribe, please. So that's where all my videos are going. And the other change that Facebook has made is that I can't edit the video cover. So all my videos that are showing up in my collection on Facebook, I can't change it so that I can show you the card that's being made. So it just shows me, it just picks some random spot in the video. I don't know how it chooses it. So so that's the other change that's been going on. And so when you go through my videos, you won't be able to see immediately which card is being made necessarily, but have patience. Hopefully they'll bring that feature back. I don't know what's going on there. But here's today's card. So I, as you know, I always mix my new stash with my old stash. And so this paper, if you recognize it, is the Merry Bold and Bright, which was, I think it's from last year. And I'm using the embossing folder Christmas Tidings. Again, it's retired. And then I mixed it with the Words for the Season dies, which are new for this year. So I did case, like I got inspired by somebody else's layout similar to this, but it was actually more like this. It was a portrait. So this is my other card. So I combined the Fa La 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 with a stamp set. Which stamp set was this? I can't remember. It was the one with the 2 ornaments, Christmas Gleaming. So this one says Deck the Halls with Boughs of Holly, and then it goes with Fa La 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 in this paper. I thought it went so well together. Anyways, I had fun creating that card. So that was my alternate, but it's basically the same layout except portrait. So I will give you the dimensions for these, and you can make the cards when you choose to do some crafting. So, okay, so I'll post pictures of those later, but let's get going. There's actually no stamping today. Look at this card. It's all die cuts and embossing, so you'd think it was actually easy to put together, but the only thing I had trouble with was lining this up. Even though I lined it up beforehand, somehow I still managed the first time round to end up with my word too far down. And anyways, I had to take it off and do it over. Okay, so hopefully today, with having practiced that won't happen today. So yeah. Okay, so let me make some room, and we're gonna cut some paper. I've pre-cut some of the stuff that we need, but I do need to finish. So let's start with the card base. It's a regular 8.5 by 11 sheet of white just cut in half. So I'm going to cut it at 5.5 inches. Let me get this out of the way. So yeah, 5.5 inches measured right on the paper trimmer and scored at 4.25. And we'll set that aside. And then I've already got my Flirty Flamingo cut. So it's just a very minor difference, but if you'll notice between my two cards, the border, the white border that I left on this card is wider than this one. And so there was a mistake in my measurements the first time around, but I actually liked how it turned out. But then I fixed the mat, no, I fixed something, and then when I made this card, I ended up with a Flirty Flamingo mat that was the original size I had intended, but then all my measurements for these pieces were different. So today I'm going to make this card, but with these dimensions. It's a very, very subtle difference. It's just a bigger, thicker white border, and I like it better with the thicker border. So I'm going to make it this way this time. So I've pre-cut this mat, and we just need to cut all these little pieces here. So you can mix and match, as you can see, like I've mixed and matched with mine from this paper pack. So, okay, so I'm going to cut the DSP. So this time I'm going to actually use this one. They had two styles of Christmas lights in this set, and I love both of them, but I like this one, and I didn't use it the first time around, but I'm going to use it this time. So if you're joining in for the first time, don't worry about writing down the measurements. I always give it in the video description afterwards, so you can just enjoy. This first piece here, I'm going to start with cutting that piece. The bottom left is going to be 2 by 3 inches, and I'm just checking my instructions that I wrote down to myself and hoping that I got it right. But let's just double check, because, you know, measure twice, cut once, right? Otherwise you'll be wasting paper. So this should be 2 by 3 inches. Oh no, I'm not going to use those ones. It's this one that I'm using, the measurement store. Yeah, 2 by 3. Okay, I'm just double checking. So 3 inches here. I already know this is 2 inches wide because I cut it 2 inches wide on purpose. So that one is 2 by 3. And then this corner is going to be 1.5 by 1 3/4. So let's cut this 1 3/4. 1 3/4. And then 1.5 inches tall. So you have to be a little bit careful when you are cutting directional paper for this, that your pictures are going the right way, right? Okay, so that's 2 of them, and then I need some green foil. So the green foil is going to be, the first one I'm going to cut is 2 and 1 3/4. It's this piece here. So again, this is 2 inches wide already because I already cut that part. And then the other piece is 1.5 by 3. So let's cut it 3 inches wide. And trim it down to 1.5. Sorry, let me just double check that. 1.5, yes. 1.5. Okay, so this one goes like this. I'm just going to lay them out approximately where they are. All right. Okay, I think that's it for the cutting. So I'm going to put this away, and I'm going to emboss, cut and emboss now. I have to cut the tag, which is in Poppy Parade. So let me just get the tag dies. I'm using this one here. Okay. And let's get the cut and emboss machine over. Okay, ladies, are you working on Christmas cards, or are you working on other cards these days? Are you all done? Are you having to deal with birthdays that come before the Christmas season? Okay, so this is just big enough for my tag, and I'm going to cut it out. Okay. Oh, Tara still has birthday cards. I have birthday cards to work on too, and that's got to be on my list next. Haven't gotten there yet. Okay. So that's the tag, and then we're going to emboss. So this is also a retired folder, but very cute. So I'm going to take out the extra plate, and we're going to emboss the tag. So I am going to emboss it so that I have the, I can see there's little ornaments here, and I'm going to put those right at the top of my tag. And I'm just kind of lining this up because I know it's going to be right along the edge. I think that looks pretty good. Yeah, I know that Tara, you still have Christmas cards from last year, so you are pretty much good to go. All right, let's run that through. All right, perfect. Okay, so there's my tag, and let's emboss the green pieces, the foil. Let's get these out of the way. Okay, so I'm going to keep the orientation in mind when I choose where to put these. So I'm going to put this one here across. I want to get the little gifts there, and part of the poinsettia. So I'm lining it up here. Let's see how much we get. Oops, stuck to my finger. I'm going to try and get a little bit more of the poinsettia. Okay, so when I close it, that's when I can see where exactly it lined up and how it's going to look. I think that's fine. Okay, let's run that through. That looks so good. I love how that looks. Okay, so that's that one, and then this one, I have to, again, be careful about my orientation. This one I am going to use on the, there's a little gingerbread man here, so I'm going to put him in this one, this piece of foil. There we go. We'll have a gingerbread man there. Okay, all right, so we've got our embossing done, and I do have holly leaves already die cut from the first time round, so I don't need any more holly leaves. I will have to die cut the little berries. Those are so tiny. But let's do the words, because I actually need 2 sets. So if you notice, let me hold this up. the words here look thicker. Can you tell? So I doubled up the die cut so that it would give it more body and give it some strength, so it wouldn't bend so much, because I'm putting it on top of embossed paper, so I didn't want it to bend and to be too delicate, so I did double them up. Okay. Let's bring back my other panel here, and I have granny apple green and white ready to go. So this one is for my holiday. This one is for greetings. Oh, Sandra, you are reading my mind. You know what? I didn't use adhesive sheets this time when I did this. Let me cut this first one, and maybe I should get out the adhesive sheets for the next die cut. Okay, let me just get my take your pick tool and poke these out. Oh, there's the H. Oh, I'm just noticing that I forgot the dots for the eyes in my die cuts here. I just realized that. I don't know where they went. Okay, well, let's see what we can do this time. I don't think it matters too much. Everybody knows what those words are without the dots, so let's not worry about it. Okay. There we go. And this G doesn't want to come out. Oh, got it. And I don't know where the I, oh, did I pop it out? Yeah, I popped out the I. There it is. The dot for the I. We'll see. I'll put it aside, see if I can find it later. Okay, let's get these out of the way and we'll die cut a second set. And perhaps this time we will use yeah, those dots are really, really tiny. Same with the berry for the holly. Let me see if I can find my adhesive sheets. Here we go. I think I found them. Here we go. Let's see if I can find one that fits. Okay. I have a whole bunch of little ones here. Let's see if they fit at all. I've almost forgotten how to use these, so this is going to be too big for this one. I'm going to have to cut it down a little bit. Okay, let's cut this down a little bit and then we'll use it. Okay, that should work. So what you need to do is take off the adhesive on one side, the backing I mean. Oh, see, I took off the actually sticky side. I always do that. And I think this is the part that I'm going to put my paper to, but nope. Okay, so I'm going to take the sticky side that came off, put it there, and do the same thing for this one. Okay, so that one's done. This is one more piece here, and I don't have an exact piece for it, but let's trim one to size. Okay, so I'm just going to trim down my adhesive sheet to the white piece size. Let me just do that. It doesn't have to be exact because I know that my word is going to be smaller in width than the piece of paper. Okay. Oh, I didn't quite get it short enough. Okay, that should fit. All right. Okay. I can peel this off and we'll stick it on this side. All right, so I'm going to turn it over and we will die cut these pieces. Okay, so holiday. So I think I went almost to the edge on this one. Yeah, okay. So let's put that here. And this one will be here in the middle. Just big enough. Okay. All right, I think we're ready to run this through. Okay. Okay, so let's run that through. And poke these out. Okay, I'm going to get the cut and emboss machine out of the way this time. And I'm going to get my silicone sheet out because we'll be doing some gluing together. Okay, those, I don't need those, and then I'm just going to keep that dot somehow. Here's the dot. Okay. I'm just going to get rid of this die cut in the middle there and get my H out. Okay, so now this is effectively a sticker. So if you've never used a adhesive sheet, it now has the sticky stuff on the back. It has a little backing on it that you just peel off when you're ready to stick it down. There's There's the G. Oh, there's the dot for the I. Let's put that there. All right. So now we have the sticker versions for these words. Okay. So if you notice, mine says holiday greetings, right? So I'm going to cut off the S so that it makes sense. Let's get some scissors out, and I'm going to pull these ones back in, the ones without the adhesive. But let's cut off the S here. Go. Okay. And this as well. Okay. And then greetings is fine. So let's glue these together to give it a little bit more body. Okay, so let's do this one first. And I'm going to get some glue because we don't have adhesive on this one. So Tara, when you cut layers for your die cut words, how many layers do you usually create? 2 works fine for this one. I think 3 if you really want to make more of an impact. I don't think I've gone higher than 3. Yeah, 3 is usually my go-to number, but I think for this card, since it's going on top of embossing and other layers with the tag, 2 has given it enough like body in the die cut that I think it's okay. So okay. I'm using the tips of my tweezers to kind of clean up the edges of the glue, and then also to squeeze it together when it's not in alignment. I just use the tips to line up the die cuts. Okay, so that's done. Let's do the H. You don't need tons of glue, it's just tiny dots to keep it together. Okay. Once again, just kind of pinching it to line up the letters. Okay, halfway there. Let's put this one on. I can't believe we are, what? We are coming up to the end of October, and I know I've been making Christmas cards for a while now, but it really does not feel like Christmas is coming just yet. I know it is, and the calendar tells me I have to, you know, get all sorts of things done, but hard to believe Christmas is like really coming. I mean, I guess I'll feel it more when Halloween's over and done with, but we've still got Halloween going, Halloween prep going on. My daughter's making her own costume, so gotta finish that. The pumpkins need to be bought and carved. Yeah, so still have to get through Halloween, but I know Christmas is coming. Okay, I'm just cleaning up along the edges a little bit. Okay. And this is my sticker, so let's put the glue on the back of the last letter to do, and then we are done assembling the sentiment. Okay, looks like it's all done. All right, let's assemble the tag. So if you notice, there's a border around my tag. So this is already the largest size tag die cut. There isn't a bigger one, but I did want to have like a border to give it more emphasis and to kind of tie it in with the edge of the card. So I did cut another piece, and you see how it's after the embossing is a little bit wavy, right? So again, if I adhere it to something flat and another layer, it'll just give it some body and weight to it, right? So, and I cut it just so that it would give me the right border size around most of the borders, so I don't have to do quite so much cutting. I'm right-handed, the switch hands. Okay, so I'm just going to position it so that it's got just the right amount of border, and I'm just going to have to trim the edges on the corners and at the top. There, see how it flattens out, because now I've glued it to something straight and it's going to behave itself. Okay. Oh, both of you have chosen the less work options for the pumpkins. Battery operated and decorative. Yeah, I think we're just gonna move to decorative soon too. But everybody in the house wants pumpkin seeds, so we need real pumpkins for that. We'll have to see. Okay, so let's just trim this. Okay. And then I'm just going to fussy cut around the edges here. I think that looks sort of straight. Okay. So there's the border. Not too hard. Oh, I don't love this fussy cutting. This, for some reason, I have trouble with these like corners and curves. Okay, so let's decorate the front of this, and we will stick those words down where they go. Okay, here we go. So like I said, the first time around when I did this, I put it on, I thought I lined it up, then I started gluing each piece down, and somehow I ended up with it off the side. It was not pretty, and I had to start over again. I couldn't deal with it. But luckily the glue was not completely dry. It was just tacky, and I could just lift it off with the little spatula attachment instead, and just kind of get it up off the tag. Okay, so I'm going to angle it a little bit. Just bring this up a little bit. I think last time I started with the H, and because I had positioned the H too far down, somehow I ended up with everything too far down. Okay, I think that is going to be okay. All right, so I'm going to start with the G, because the G was the part that actually ended up off the tag. So I'm going to start with that. Now, because it's got, shall I use these? We made this into a sticker, remember? I had the adhesive sheets. So I should be able to just peel off the backing. There we go. And then we can stick it down. Thank you for reminding me, Sandra. Okay. There's my G. I'm just trying to make sure it's the right angle, approximately. Okay. And let's get the backing off of this. Oh, it's easier with my fingers, my fingernails, I think. Okay. You remember this, the adhesive sheets, they have like lines cut through them, so you can, it comes off in sections. There we go. There. All right. Let's see if I can position this properly. You have to be careful when you're working with the sentiments because they do stretch out. It's like unintentional, and sometimes it just stretches out wrong, longer than you expect or intend, just by accidentally pulling on it. One last little piece here. There we go. Okay, so that one, see how it got pulled and it like stretches it? So I'm trying to make sure this angle matches this angle here of that word. Oh, see, now it's stuck. There we go. Okay, I think that looks good. One more to go. Oops. And let's see if we can get the dots on this time too. Okay. All right. Now this is going to be tricky because there is a backing on these, and trying to get it off is going to be a challenge. It would almost be easier to just put a dot of glue and put the die cut on it, but like this is literally so tiny it's caught in my fingernail. See if I can get this backing off somehow. Oh, look, I got it. Okay. Look at that. Okay, now I have to get the white one, because then you will notice that there's no dot on the I in greetings. You either leave it off completely or you put both of them on. Okay. This is nuts. These are just so tiny. They are smaller than the berries. The berries I will be gluing on. I am not going to try to put adhesive sheets. Oh, I think I got it. Yes. I was fully expecting to flick it away somewhere and then I'd be, okay, well, I'm done. Don't have an eye with a dot for that eye. Okay, look, I have dots for my eyes. Are they too high? I don't know if they're too high or not. I think that's okay. All right, holiday greetings. There we go. Okay, and we have, what else do I have? I have ribbon and I have my holly leaves and berries. Let's put the holly leaves on. Okay, so I cut the holly leaves in lemon lime and granny apple green foil. Where did it go? I'm just choosing from my little collection here. Okay, so these ones I just glued on, so I'm just going to position them like this. Right, I'm just going to make sure that my holly berries will end up on the spot there. Okay, let's just go ahead and put glue on the backs of these. All right, almost done. Okay, so for the berry, the actual berries, I wait until like I'm ready to actually stick them on because I don't want to lose them. So let's bring the cut and emboss machine back in play. And I have a tiny scrap of Melon Mambo foil somewhere on my desk. Oh, found it. Okay, so this is what it's good for because these berry leaves are so tiny. The berries themselves are so tiny. I really don't need much of the foil. So I'm glad I kept these scraps. I'm going to leave them right on the panels so I don't lose them. Let's put that aside. This one is just half, so I'm going to get rid of it. Okay. So what I'm going to do this time is I'm just going to put dots of glue where I want the, yeah, maximum foil usage. Thank you. I'm going to put the dots of glue where I want those berries to go, instead of trying to dot the berry and put them down, which is probably very, very impossible. Okay, this guy's not quite dry. I'm just going to push it down a little bit more. Okay. There. Okay, I've got 3 dots of glue there. And I'm going to use my Take Your Pick tool this time. It's going to be a combination effort between the Take Your Pick tool and maybe the tweezers to get them off the putty. Okay. There. Oops, sticking to my, there we go. I have to resist the urge to try and press it into place with the Take Your Pick tool, because then it just makes it lift up again. Okay, last one. There we go. All right, so those will dry. And there's a hole there, so I do have a little tiny hole punch on my stash, just a craft punch. It's a Fiskars, and I'm just going to punch that hole here. There we go. And let's get some Sweet Sorbet. Sweet Sorbet is not actually in the color scheme for this paper, but it was the closest thing I had, and I think it works fine. I'm not going to need too much, but if I cut it too short, it'll be hard to work with, so let's cut that much. I'm just going to thread it through. That, and then pull it tight. I'm just going to straighten that out if I can. Okay. All right, so let's just trim these edges down. All right, thanks for joining us for even for a little while, Tara. Have a great day. And I'm just going to trim these so that they look clean again. See, I want them even shorter. I don't want them to be that long. Let's cut them even shorter. Okay, we're down to assembly. So let's bring in the card base again. I'm going to get my bone folder and we will burnish the fold. Okay, and it's a landscape orientation for this card. So let's get these. Oh, I need my Flirty Flamingo first. Okay, so let's put this on. And I always like working from the fold line because then I can help press it flat. Just have it. And I'm going to nudge this into place. And okay, let's go with that. And I'm going to use tear and tape for the foil pieces because they tend to show the glue. So I'm going to avoid that. Okay. And I'm finding that the tear and tape will make it lay flatter too than the glue. All right, so this piece goes down here. Okay, so I'm going to put this one down first. This one will go, uh-oh, reality crafting. Oh, see, I did the wrong orientation, but the beauty of this embossing folder is that everything goes in different directions. It's not actually straight across anywhere. So this one goes this way, the word cheer goes that way. So I can hide this mistake. It's okay. But I wanted my gingerbread man to be that way. No big deal. Okay, so let's turn this around. Whoops, stuck to me. And I had just told you to be careful about the orientation, but I messed it up. So yes, be careful about that orientation when you're embossing or cutting your paper. So you can use DSP for whatever combination of DSP or embossed paper. I'm going to show you the last card I made, which was also embossed but not foil. It was just cardstock. Okay, so the last one, the orientation is correct. So let's put that on. missing a little bit of adhesive right in the corner. There we go. Okay. All right, so the last thing is the tag here, and I'm just going to put it on an angle on dimensionals. Oh, yeah, Sandra, I should just make squares, right? Then I wouldn't have this problem. Oh, and I just ran out of dimensionals. Just a second. Let's get a fresh sheet. I do like using the leftover edges for long pieces like this. Okay, I think I went to town on that. That's good. So let's just angle it across. And look at that. We are done the card. So cute. Here you go. So you can see a very slight difference in the cards. There is this thinner border on this one and a thicker border on this one, and I think I like the thicker border. Get you guys to weigh in on that later, and I'll bring back the other cards. So here is the other alternative that I made with this same layout, just a slightly different finishing. Yeah, so I had, like, you know, a few different options here. This one, like I said, it's also embossed. I used the Christmas trees embossing folder, and it's just straight cardstock, so it's a more subtle, but I do like the shine that the foil makes. So that's the cards for today, and I hope you enjoyed that and you're inspired, and we'll go to your craft room and make something fun. So I will see you guys next week. Have a great week.